Yes, welcome on in, everybody, to the Saturday Night Network for our SNL Season 51 Cast Draft, the final podcast that we do before every season of Saturday Night Live. It is chaos, it is hectic, but it is so much fun, and you can play along at home as well. So welcome, everybody, on in. My name is Jon Schneider from the SNN. Very excited to be back with you here tonight as a presentation of LateNighter.com, and with my SNL family here to talk through everything that we expect to see from all of these cast members this season. So joining us first is the amazing Amanda Mitchell. Amanda, how are you?
I'm great. I've never heard that new theme song, the draft theme song. That was terrifying and electrifying, and I feel like I've never been, I'm prepared. I'm going to fight in this draft this year. None of the nonsense from the past 2 years, guys. I'm coming to win for blood. So, yeah.
I look forward to it, Amanda. Let's see what you got. Joining us as well is Thomas Sena. Thomas, how are you?
Hey, John, I am safe and secure in a bunker here in southeast New Mexico. And you, John, you have more of a pep in your step right now than you did, like, say, a couple minutes ago pre-show. I don't know what that's about, but it's good to see you again.
Yes. Go, Cubs, go. All right. Haynes is joining us as well. Haynes, how are you?
I'm all right. You're doing better than me. I don't have anything else to worry about tonight. My Braves aren't complicating my life at all, so we're good to go.
Okay, glad to hear it, Haynes. And coming to us as well is the great Rebecca North. Rebecca, how are you?
Good. I haven't been to one of these cast drafts since I won a couple of seasons ago, so I have a lot to redeem for right now and come in. Also, I've yet to hear that theme song, and I love it so much.
Glad to hear, Rebecca. Yes, in a way, you are a reigning champ. Not the reigning champ, but a reigning champ. So we'll see you.
And you know what? I'll be a 2-time reigning champ after this draft.
All right, let's see how it goes. Competing with you is TJ Randolph. TJ, how are you?
John, I'm doing better than Amanda Mitchell's hand, which is probably ashy because I saw her scratching it earlier. She needs to put some lotion on. But
What? Oh my God!
TJ has never said anything normal. There's never anything.
Why am I catching strays? My hands are not ashy. What are you talking about? I would rather you call me the N-word right here on this podcast than you ever call me ashy. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Johnny has to take it back. I will leave here. I will leave here.
TJ, take it back.
I'll take it back.
Okay. All right. Yes.
I saw her scratch her hand, and I don't know. She thought of it as an opportunity to make a crack. But no, I'm glad to be here with my castmates. It's a cause of chaos.
I don't know you well enough for you to do that.
All right. Well, we have a lot of momentum at the podcast coming into season 51. Let's not just I'll kill it on one night. How about that? Joining us as well is my co-host for the season 31 rewatch, Sammy Kay. Sammy, how are you?
John, I don't know how to follow that, whatever that was, but no, I'm doing well.
Are you feeling ashy, Sammy?
No, I'm not going to touch
no
that.
Podcast is ashy. That is a politically coded word. Please don't call women, especially Black women.
And I did not say any of that, so I'm gonna keep it moving. But no, I'm excited to draft tonight. I've never won one of these preseason drafts. But correct me if I'm wrong, John. Who won the SNL 50 alumni draft last year?
That would be you.
Okay, cool. So we're not having a 51 alumni draft. So for the record, for the listeners, I have won a draft. Drafting Robert Downey Jr. did not steer me wrong this time, but I'm excited. He's off the table for tonight, and I'm excited to bring that momentum into season 51.
Yes, first overall pick in the alumni draft, Amy Poehler. So there you go. That's the draft. All right. Joining us, last but not least, is the reigning champ, the winner of the season 50 cast draft. Bill Kenney is here. Bill, how are you?
I'm good. All these pretenders to the throne. What else did you win? I won the cast draft. I am the reigning champ. You better come at the king if you're going to try to win.
Exactly, Bill. All right, let's explain the rules here tonight, and then you will set the draft order because you won last season. So very excited to be back here with all of you. This is a draft we've done for many years in a row. We draft in a snake format. The draft order is always determined by the winner. We are drafting only the current SNL cast members. Right now, we have 17 cast members and 8 panelists. So Jost and Shay get drafted as a duo, meaning you get points for both of them. Every team will have 2 cast members or 3 if you have Jost and Shay together as a duo. We are drafting based on total segment appearances for season 51. None of that screen time shit that Mike does, just segment appearances. So a segment appearance is defined as having a role in a sketch, pre-tape, or weekend update segments. Voiceovers do count as appearances, but if the cast member who did the voiceover is already in a sketch, it'll only count once. Appearances in the opening montage and goodnights do not count. And if a cast member introduces a musical guest, it does count as an extra appearance. Those are the rules. You can play along at home. Bill, Kenney, what is the draft order for today?
Oh boy, anybody want my Venmo before we get started here? Because we can go that way if you like.
You know what? Sorry, Bill. One more piece of business before you get started. I apologize for that. I forgot to bring this up. Draft standings from last year. The reason that Bill won is because he had Andrew and Sarah last year tied for second place, Amanda and Sammy, with the teams of Chloe, Marcelo, and James and Emil. Fourth place, Thomas, was Ego and Ashley. Haskell, who is not here, we can interchange him with Haynes. That's one of the rules that they get switch in and out every single year. Haskell has Heidi and the team of Jost and Shay, so he's replaced with Haynes this year. TJ had Bowen and Devin, and then I just squeaked out second to last. Mikey and Jane and Zoe came in last place with Keenan and Michael Longfellow. And if you remember our draft last year, we had an additional rule that the person who comes in last place is not eligible for the draft the next year. So sorry, Zoe, you were not allowed on this draft for this
I
year.
forgot that.
I forgot about that.
So I hope you can.
I'm just a replacement.
No.
They needed another woman here. So yeah.
Well, no, we are happy to have another woman here, but yes, that is the rule. So if you finish last place, you're out for next year. So Bill, now those are the stakes. Go ahead.
Yeah, Bill, I want to remind you that I'm season 49 champ, and I put you in the position to win season 50.
Oh, we'll get there, Thomas. Don't you worry. I like that you mentioned that Haynes and Haskell are interchangeable. We haven't seen them on a podcast together in about 2.5 years. So if they're not in the same room together, like maybe that's true. Is that Haskell? Are you okay? Not twice, if you can hear me. All right. So let's see. Who are we going to start in the number 1 spot? I think we got to go with TJ here, leading off. What's that look for?
What?
First. The first one is not as great as I remember it being.
I don't need
He's first.
Okay.
I love
it.
I'm not going to ask for an explanation on that one.
Amanda doesn't want to be anywhere next to TJ.
You are in the trap, TJ.
We're gonna
again, nowhere near me.
Rebecca, welcome back to the season 48 champ, number 2 in the slot there. We will do Amanda at number 3.
Thank you, babes.
You got it. John, number 4. I'm going to go in the number 5 spot myself. Sammy, you're welcome. I broke your second spot streak here 3 years in a row, right? Didn't you have number 2?
Yep. I appreciate it.
So we'll put you in the number 6. Haynes, you can stay at 7. And Thomas, you put me in the last spot last year. I'm going to return the favor and put you there this year.
You're a good man.
All right, good stuff, Bill Kenney. So we're going to send it over to TJ. TJ, you can draft any of the current SNL cast members or Jost and Shay as a duo. Who is going to be the first overall pick this year?
When I'm taking a look at these segment appearances here, I think it makes the most sense to go with somebody who seems to be having at least somewhat of an upward trend. You could pick somebody who's semi-consistent, like a Chloe, but I'm looking at my fellow people like Andrew and Marcelo, who are on an upward swing. I think Bowen has also had that upward swing. I'm going to go with Marcelo Hernandez. He's been on a fantastic upward swing. He is young. He's hungry. He is ready to be a star, and SNL already is betting a lot on him by putting him in ads and putting him in like T-Mobile ads and things. So I think it's a safe bet if we're just looking at data that hopefully Marcelo would see another increase in segment appearances that he's already been on trend-wise. So I'm going to go the analyst route and pick Mr. Marcelo Hernandez.
That makes a lot of sense, TJ. I mean, Marcelo is definitely one of the faces of the show at this point. He was 8th overall in segment appearance last year, so you're definitely counting on that quantity to increase. But as far as the quality of those appearances, certainly they have made their mark outside the show. Marcelo's gone from 46 to 60 to 66 appearances in his first 3 seasons. He is continuing to rise right now. So I'm very impressed to see what Marcelo will be doing this season. Sammy, how do you feel about TJ's pick here, kicking things off with Marcelo Hernandez?
Yeah, I have a feeling Marcelo is not going to make it to me with the 6th pick of the draft. Yeah, obviously, big face of the show. Already looking ahead to the episodes we had for the first 3, Bad Bunny, definitely going to have a lot of screen time there. And then also Domingo was such a big thing last year that I imagine we're going to get more of that this year. I'm curious to see if he's, where TJ's placed in the draft order. I don't know if I would have necessarily taken him first overall, but I think, certainly a strong pick.
Yeah, I think it's a very strong pick. The interesting thing about picking first is that, we don't know who you're going to end up with at the end. Could it be a rookie? Could it be the duo of Justin Jay? But if you nail this pick and it's right, you win the draft. I mean, it is just as simple as that. I've done the math on it. There's no for sure losing by taking the first and last pick. Like, there is a way to do this, TJ. And if you feel strong about Marcelo and he kills it this year for you, you have just won the season 51 draft. So I hope you feel pretty good about that pick. Rebecca, I will send it over to you. Who is the number 2 pick in our draft?
Oh, okay. So it's really tight choice here between, as we know, I just did the preview for Bowen for this upcoming season. And I did hypothesize that there's a chance I'm giving everyone else tips, so you listen, that he might make his farewell halfway through the season. So that seems too risky for me. And I did win this all in season 48 draft by choosing my girl, it's Yom Kippur, my Long Island Jewess. So I'm going to choose Sarah Sherman as my pick, which should be no shock to anyone.
No, it's not a shock.
How highly I talk about her.
It's not a shock, but it is the pick that I was hoping would land to me. I definitely think that there's an opening here for Sarah to completely take over the show this season, especially given the lack of women that we have in the cast compared to the men. There's that runway for Sarah, who also continues to rise in sketch appearances season after season, going from 41 in season 47 to 60 in 48, 64 in 49, and then up to 75 last season in season 50. You would definitely think that Sarah has a shot to run this whole thing, Thomas. So what do you think of Rebecca's pick here?
Yeah, this is a great pick. Sarah's trajectory on the show has been phenomenal, and she started when she was a rookie. Everybody looked at her material, her Sarah Squirm stuff, and it's like, oh, she's oddball. How is it going to work on SNL? Well, it's worked. She's playing like every type of character imaginable. She's playing straight role. She's playing some of a little bit oddball. She has good update appearances. So her tenure on SNL has been a lot more fruitful than I ever imagined. And I had her, I think she's definitely going to take the mantle. She doesn't already have it last year, is like the main woman on the show. So I think top 2, top 3 is the perfect spot for her.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. All right, Amanda. So first 2 picks off the board. We got Marcelo and then Sarah. Who are you going to pick next?
Like I said, I put red lipstick on because I'm coming for blood this year. And normally I was actually debating between 2 people, but I'm going to play the numbers game, and I'm going to be I'm not going to be a risk on this one. And I'm going with Dismukes because the man went up 8 appearances in between 49 and 50. He was 71 and 49, 79 and 50. So he has the most appearance. And I like those numbers. And I'm going to work with it because he's a great straight man. And I see him filling just the good background character energy. And I get points for that. And I love points.
Yeah, I'm also sad about this pick because truly I love rooting for Dismukes whenever I see him in a sketch. I'm like, yes, all right, we got something going here. But, his numbers were fantastic last year. 79 sketches, so the most of the cast members that have been picked so far, as you said, up from 71 and 49. And those first 3 seasons, 47, 56, and 44. So it was a major jump between 48 and 49. And the big question going into last season was, could he keep this up? And he actually ended up putting in more sketch work in season 50 than he did in 49. So Amanda, this is certainly a fascinating pick for you. Bill, I would love to know what you think of Dismukes going here at number 3 overall.
Yeah, I screwed myself immediately with my order here because I lost both of my winners from last year in the number 2 and number 3 spot here. Yeah, this totally makes sense. He's the go-to guy. when you need somebody in the boyfriend role and stuff like that. Plus, he has that edge to him where he can do the crazy stuff. He's going to do the 10-to-1s. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays with the new people. He's going to be in a lot more with Sarah, I would imagine. So great pick here by Amanda.
Very solid pick here. All right, it's over to me. I'm really struggling between a couple of people. I think that all the picks that were taken ahead of me were ones that I considered. I think I have to go with somebody who is pretty well rounded at the show. The only fault that I can think about not taking this person is they're probably unlikely to appear in the monologue for the reason that they will be in the cold open a ton this season. I have to go with James Austin Johnson here at number 4 overall. He also does a ton of voiceover work at the show, so I think those are some extra points to rack up here. He did go down in sketch appearances from 49 to 50, so that is something interesting to take a look at. But 51 appearances in 47, 62 in 48, up to 82 in 49. That was the major jump, and then down slightly to 76 in season 50. So it'll be interesting to watch there. I do think, part of what's coming into this draft is clearly like some thought about if Bowen Yang is going to stay around this season. Rebecca mentioned it. If Bowen does go, do I think that leads to James having more appearances this season? Probably. So I think I feel best about this one overall. Would love to know how you feel about this pick, TJ, that I just made with James Austin Johnson here.
I think it's a safe pick. I mean, honestly, James was the first cast member technically that Lauren was like, yeah, he's keeping his job. He's had such an interesting trajectory that it's been fun to see him go. It's been fun to see him as a new player have his niche immediately, which is this guy's doing political impressions. Boom, from the first episode, which kind of solidified that he had an arc to him for the entirety of that season, whereas many cast members take a lot of time to find that footing. So it's been an interesting journey to kind of watch us see a little bit more of how he wants to actually play versus just where he is as a mold. So I think what's going to be exciting for him is going to be seeing who is James Austin Johnson in terms of his legacy. That I think we're kind of starting to see that. So I would hope that maybe there is some strength in some appearances that will back up your selection of him, but he's clearly a solid comedic performer. So be very interesting to see how it develops.
Bill, I wanted a very safe floor, so I feel like I got that with James. Were you going to take him? And let's hear who you are going to take at the 5th overall pick.
I definitely was going to take him because everything from here on out is complete conjecture. You just don't know. Are people going to rebound from a season 50 that had so many cameos? Are you going to have upswings in a lot of people? So I'm going to go with the GOAT. I'm going to go with Mr. Kenan Thompson here. Hope that we get season 45 through 49 Kenan, where he was dominating as opposed to season 50. And I think we will, because I think, again, without these cameos, without Andy and Dana and Maya in the building like they were last year, you're going to have more opportunities in cold opens. You're going to have, so maybe this is the chance for the all-time great to come back and have an all-time season.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I don't know that Kenan went as high last year. I think he was coming off a season where we weren't really sure where he was. I'm trying to remember where exactly he went in the draft last year, but I'm a little bit surprised by the pick, Bill. I got to be honest, just because he had such strong numbers for many years and then really dialed it back last year. Yes, he was all over the 50th anniversary special, but Kenan sort of feels like that aging veteran that they're going to just put him in a sketch whenever they need him, but that he's not going to be one of the most used players at the show. So I'm a little surprised by this. Amanda, how do you feel about the Kenan pick here?
I mean, I love Kenan all the time, so I'm not mad. I think this is it's a good safe pick because we know he's going to show up. It's Kenan. He's safe. He's going to be there. He will be buried at Rockefeller Center, in front of Rockefeller Center. He basically lives there. If I didn't have, never mind. I'm not bringing it up again. But I think that this is a great pick. I think in general, yeah, Kenan was not as prevalent last year, but I think when you've been on a show this long, you're allowed to have seasons where you take a little bit of a break, and you don't do as much. And you weeble wobble and show up for the 50th and do your whole thing and your shebang and then go off and do other things. So I think this is good. I like it.
John, this is an odd observation, but I don't think it's crazy. I'm looking at season 50, season 46, and season 42. I'm looking at Keenan's appearances. All three of those, if my time is right, I think are election years. And I don't think we see Keenan a ton in using those first 6 episodes because there's a lot more time of the show that's devoted towards the cold open. We might have, a 10 to 15 minute piece of the show being like sucked out. We don't see Keenan really in those political impressions just as much. And now, granted, if you even look far back as season 38 or season 34, where he had 90 appearances, still pretty strong. But during the Trump election years, we see him a lot less, or the show has taken up a lot more. I'm wondering, if we had space for like 1 or 2 more sketches without these election year timelines, do we see Keenan's numbers go up? I would. My thought would be, this is my crazy theory here, just based on looking on this. We should see Keenan at least past his 64, his 64 number. He should be higher this season on that alone.
Would you say that those seasons are ashy for him?
Would you?
I'm not answering that question.
Gun to your head.
Because I actually do feel bad. I actually do feel bad. So I'm not answering that.
Good. You hurt my feeling.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hug and make up. Thomas, do you want to jump in on the Keenan conversation?
Oh yeah, no, that was a great reel that TJ did for by the numbers. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
I loved that. Just to give you credit, that was great.
That was really good.
Part of my
attention
job as a
for
data
TJ.
analyst.
Yeah, good job, TJ. No, Keenan's all reliable.
Thanks.
I think that's just great value at this point. So I have nothing. Yeah, that's the pick that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Sammy, you're up at number 6. You have many cast members to choose from. Who are you going with?
Guys, I am struggling right now between 3 people, and people are getting in my head about.
Well, it is Yom
Bowen.
Kippur.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, people are getting in my head about Bowen potentially leaving mid-season. Like, where is this coming from? Like, it could happen.
To be
it could
fair,
not
half
happen.
the reason I said that is because it's like, should I get Never on head so he's
Right,
by the
and
time
it's
we snake
it's
back to
totally
me?
it's
That's
In
totally
that
what-
case, if we get somebody if we get a crossover or somebody, does that person pass over? I just want clarification on that.
Wait, sorry. What's the question?
Like if Bowen leaves mid
holidays Yom
and
Kippur,
we
not
bring somebody in.
I was laughing at that, you, Sammy.
No, I have to go back and check what we did for Cecily. I think that Haynes drafted Cecily, and we were like, "No, you're fucked." Like
For
you're not-
Cecily though,
Yeah.
because
She left.
Che or Jost, they weren't a combination, so she whoever had him was able to pick
Oh.
up one of
Oh,
the two
got
of
it.
them, if you remember that.
Yes,
Okay.
I would say if someone leaves this season, that take them at your own peril.
And what if somebody
Um,
joins?
And if somebody,
And that's
then
free.
the audience
They-
gets
they
them.
just-
But
Okay,
but
great.
I
Hold on a second.
I-
So the year that Cecily left did I win that regardless?
No, I don't think
I won a draft. Was
Well,
that
I won that year. So you-
I don't remember which year I won, and I was just wondering if that was like a fluke thing.
I have to go
No.
look into the historical standings of the SNN cast drafts, but I don't believe that you won that year. I'll have to.
Hey, Haynes
Kyle and
Haynes
Jost
fixed
weren't
Cecily.
together, and the last pick was one of the two of them. So then he was.
Bill,
just
you
able to
definitely
get
keep the
other.
stats, so you jump in on this. Yeah.
No, he definitely did not win a cast draft. He won a different draft. I don't remember what that was. But Haynes picked Cecily in season 48. Was so mad that he lost her that he never came back until this year. So that's
So I will just say before Sammy goes ahead, I feel like this Bowen leaving halfway through the season talk is very similar to like on NFL draft day when someone like goes into somebody's like tweets from 12 years ago and like catches them like saying some sort of like crazy thing. So is it possible? Maybe, Sammy, but you have to take
Yeah.
the risk if you want it.
Well, okay, that's definitely in my head for sure. But here's how I'm ultimately making my decision. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the writers' room. As far as I know, Struder Seidel, still head writer at the show, and Celeste Yim, who has worked a lot with Bowen, is leaving the show or has left the show.
Yeah.
So I think I'm using that as justification for I'm going to pick Mikey Day here for my pick.
Yeah, this makes sense. Very solid pick here from Sammy here with Mikey Day at 6 overall. It's sort of like when you see coaches change in sports. You're like, you look at it and you're like, okay, how does this affect the players and what's going to happen here? So I think that totally makes sense here. Mikey Day last year had 67 appearances, down from 85 the year before. So potentially an off year. I know he got shut out for the first time in his career at one episode last season. So that certainly impacted things. I think he was also working on Nate Bargatze's CBS Christmas special at some point. So possibility is that that was there, but a little bit of like up and down over the last few years from Mikey, who over the last 5 years, 69, 69, 60, 85, and 67. So really interesting stuff and stat line there from Mikey Day. Thomas, how do you feel like this pick was at number 6 overall?
Mikey Day was number 6 on my board. I think it makes sense with Streeter. Mikey Day could be someone leaving mid-season. I don't know. I'm just saying, Sammy. So I don't know if your headspace was in the right spot. I can kind of maybe see Mikey Day leaving Christmas time, have a farewell. So let's put that out into the ether.
I love that we're firing SNL cast mates.
Yes, they're not
I
our.
actually saw a psychic who told me Mikey was going to leave after the Christmas episode, so you should just beware.
That should be a bonus episode, John. Bring on a psychic and find out what's going to happen on SNL this
I think that's more likely than Bowen. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Is it too late for me to draft RDJ, Robert Downey Jr. again?
Yes, it's too late. And yeah, you're about like 30, 41 years too late. So, but yes, I think that was Rebecca's dream. All right, Haynes, what or who are you going to consider drafting here at number 7?
Oh, okay. So I know who I'm going to pick at this point, and it's someone who is actually very. I think this person has potential to be used as frequently as we've seen Mikey used, because this person, I think they can be a little bit crazy, but I think they are exceptional as a straight character giving reactions to the crazy. This person seems to really burst with their reactions to the crazy. And I think that this person is only going to soar this season. So I am taking Ashley Padilla.
Oh, all right. Nice. Ashley Padilla, who we only have one data point from, a sophomore this season, 59 appearances in season 50. But as everyone is expecting, that will, go up tremendously this season with the runway that she potentially has at the show here. So I think it is a really great pick to snipe Ashley away from Thomas, who had back-to-back picks coming up next potentially. So we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But Rebecca, how do you feel about Ashley Padilla going to Haynes here at number 7?
That's super solid. I actually thought she would go earlier just because we're looking at a super, super male heavy cast. And Ashley was like kind of the breakout star of last season, I think, from the way that people just really were drawn to her and they wanted to see more of her, but we weren't seeing more of her than we really thought. Like we saw, she was in 59 appearances, and I would have thought, just from how I feel like she was impactful in each of those, that she would have been in a lot more looking at the total. So I think that's a really, really good choice. I think not even will she step up or will they play her more? I think they actually are in a place where they have to. So I think you're going to see a lot of Ashley, and I'm jealous of that pick.
Yeah, second woman off the board here with Ashley going to Haynes at number 7. Okay, Thomas, so you're going to have back-to-back picks here. You're going to end the first round and then start the second round. So let's do your first pick before we hear from you for your second.
All right. I'm really bugged, by the way, Andrew. Ashley's an amazing pick. I was so excited that she was about to fall to me. So, damn it. All right. I'm going to go. You guys let Rebecca get in your heads. This is ridiculous. Look at these stats. The last Bowen. Okay. 70, 71, and then 76 appearances. And then he fell to me at number 8. Like, Rebecca, you can't penetrate this mind. I know you. We've had fun chats, and like you can't penetrate my mind. So I'm taking Bowen off the board. Welcome to my team, Bowen Yang. Slam dunk pick. I had him a lot higher though. I thought he would already be gone. So
Okay. So Bowen goes here at the end of the first round. A huge fall for Bowen, who could have been the number 1 overall pick, arguably. Probably the face of Saturday Night Live right now, but only the 8th pick in this draft. So, Rebecca, did you incept everybody? Is that what happened here?
Yeah, honestly, we know even if he does leave mid-season, he has such an impact on the show that the number actually could potentially balance the way that Cecily kind of did for her first, like for that half of the season. I think she did a better job than anyone else would have for a midseason departure. I mean, it pains me because I'm like, Bowen's my number one on this cast right now, and I don't want him to see him leaving, but I do think there is that chance. So I figured I would just be very vocal so I can maybe get him on this way. But there realistically was no chance. But I was like, hey, I have to try something here.
Yeah, TJ, I'm so curious. Did you consider Bowen at the number 1 overall pick, even though he landed all the way to 8?
I thought he would have gone much earlier. He was like definitely heavily considered for me. Why didn't I? I think I just tried to go with like, I feel like a lot of times it's safer to go with middle picks with this. I feel like because Keenan got picked and he was the last pick for last year. So I was trying to think what would get me the most ahead. I remember a couple years ago, it might have been Rebecca's year. There was a year where somebody had Sarah and someone else, and it was kind of like a cast member with like in the middle amount of segments, and then like Sarah, and then I think they got like first. So I don't know if everyone thought like Bowen would be too big. I don't know. Do y'all think you're better than Bowen? Is that what this is? Like, I'm not sure what the problem is. If you got a problem with Mr. Yang,
I think I picked Bowen 2 years ago, but I also had Jost and Che, so it just became completely even.
Yeah,
I believe. I don't.
Look,
somebody else recall. I don't remember.
The thing is that there are going to be nights 100% where Bowen has the most sketch appearances out of the entire cast. It just, is it consistent? Does he last the whole season? Those are questions. Haynes, you want to jump in here on this Bowen conversation?
Well, you know, aside from just the the spooky BS that Rebecca put into our heads, I thought Sammy made an actually legitimate point about Celeste leaving. But I just gotta say, TJ, I'm not following the logic of having the first overall pick and then saying, I don't know, I feel like maybe I should pick somebody like, you know, like further down the list. Like, no reason to pick somebody who should probably be number 1.
Marcelo is a good contender for.
I think these first 8 were hard for everyone.
I was going with the trends. I'm thinking like looking at, he has an upward trend. It is more likely that him, Dismukes, and a couple others will have a higher placement. Granted, it may not be the highest. He may not hit 108 like Keenan did in one season, but I don't know. I was playing it a little safer.
No. I actually think Marcelo is a brilliant pick for the first number 1 overall. I'm just laughing at you saying that you just said that you like as the first pick wouldn't want to take the top overall. You're like, maybe you want to shoot for someone lower down and see if there's a little bit of a flip. I think Marcelo is a great number 1 pick. I think that's a great number 1 pick. I'm just laughing at your logic. I'm just picking on you a little bit. Okay. And TJ's not laughing.
Yeah, well, let's keep
Height
going.
is not his right.
Let's move to round number 2, where Thomas has the rest of the board to pick from. Yes. So, Thomas, who will you select for the 9th overall pick? Actually, before I do that, let me just summarize who everybody has from the first round. My bad. I'm trying to run this and do some good podcasting. So, TJ picked Marcelo. We have Rebecca, who picked Sarah. We have Amanda, who picked Dismukes. We have myself, who picked James. We have Bill picked Keenan. Sammy picked Mikey. Haynes picked Ashley. And then Thomas picked Bowen. And now, Thomas, you can go ahead with the 9th pick.
So I think the top 8, there seems like a separation between the top half of the cast and the bottom half right now. Things can change, but the top 8 that were picked makes sense. So now I have a lot of interesting first and second year cast members, I think. But I am going to go with the one who's been there the longest, the one who I know, kind of the safest choice at this point, even though her production massively dropped from season 49 to season 50. So that's pretty alarming. I do think Ashley Padilla will be ahead of Chloe Fineman this season, but Ashley's gone. So I will take Chloe Fineman and pair her with Bowen Yang, and we'll see how I do. But yeah, Chloe, welcome to the team.
This makes sense. I think that the betting logic, like you go to Vegas, you typically think the person in the turn here at the slot, as Bill said, probably is most likely to win the draft just because you're putting 2 middle people together. And if everything goes right, they should equal the highest amount of sketches. But as you mentioned, just a crazy stat line for Chloe Fineman last year, which I actually think probably worked better for her just watching it week to week and seeing that she was scaled it back a little bit. And I think the quality of her appearances probably went up. But this is a quantity draft. And we went from her career is 47, 46, 52, then up to 78, up to 82, and down to 62. So that's 20 less appearances that we saw from Chloe Fineman last year. And that includes 3 episodes that she did not appear in. So it is, there's always that question of like, okay, well, is she doing another project or does she get shut out? It's interesting. Can they even afford that this season with the lack of women at the show? And does that potentially boost Chloe up much higher than season 50, Bill? So I would love to know what you think of Thomas's pick here.
Yeah, it's the pick that makes the most sense at this point. Chloe is an enigma wrapped in a riddle. Like this is, I don't know what to think of her anymore. Like she felt like she had a ceiling and that she reached that in 48 and 49. But again, there's so much with Heidi and Ego. They leave so much on the table with the things that they were doing on the show. So it makes sense that you have 2 veterans, basically. A lot of that's going to go to Chloe. So I like this pick.
Wasn't there also like Chloe did that All In show on Broadway for I think like 3 weeks? Actually, no, I'm sorry, that doesn't count because I'm almost sure she did that during the SNL break.
She did during the holiday, yeah.
Exactly. So that wouldn't matter. She had a movie drop this year too that she was starring in, but I'm sure that movie was shot before SNL. So maybe she was shooting something else during this time, but it certainly seemed like she's tried to make space for the show with her schedule. So maybe it's something, maybe there's something that just happened. I don't know. It's just really curious because she is such an odd, there's no trend there. Like, I guess you could say it's upward at the beginning, but it's just, Chloe's always felt like, I don't know the right word for it. And I feel like that's the word for it. Like she's great. No,
ineffable.
I actually don't mean that in jest. What does that mean?
Ineffable. It means indescribable. Ineffable.
Yeah, because she's incredible. Like she has a few, like the understudy sketch I still go back and watch. But there's something about Chloe that like she feels like she's a star, yet the show doesn't really give her that lens that you would get of a Kate, a Kristen, a Marcelo, where it's that lens. Like people know who Chloe Fineman is, like similar to like a Pete Davidson, maybe not the same level, but it's just there's not something missing. There's nothing wrong with Chloe. It almost seems like is she in the right place for like the boom that I think she deserves? Is a question. You know, I'm wondering honestly, could she be outgrowing SNL? But then again, is it an Ellen Cleghorn situation where it's like, what is the right vehicle for this performer?
I was texting with Mike Murray during the draft talking about who I was going to take it for. And we were talking about like James because he likes to help me out a little bit. So he was like, James, take James. And I'm like, not Chloe. Because like I really like thought about it for a second. I really thought, Thomas, like maybe Chloe should go here just because of the, you know, the Ego and Heidi departures. But just looking at the stat line last year, the thing that scared me the most is that season 50, episode 13, she was absent. So I believe that there was some sort of project interference. But the other 2 non-appearances in episodes, season 50, episode 6, and season 50, episode 19, she was shut out. That means she was in the building and none of her sketches got into the episode. So that scares me. And if it wasn't for the fact that I think that Ashley and Veronica, and we'll see about Jane, but at least those 2, like I feel really strong about, I would probably feel better about Chloe. But overall, Thomas, any final thoughts on your second pick here?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there's any like kooky female politicians or whatever that Chloe could play.
Clara,
I mean, there's a million. Yeah, are you kidding me? Like there's so many.
So I can think of blonde women. Off
there you go. Yeah. So I think maybe if they just allow her to like really ham it up, and if they want to play just kind of like cartoonish and wacky with some of these people, then Chloe might be the perfect person for the job.
Can I give one last theory, John?
Sure. No kooky blonde women on this podcast, though. See, look at this group. Yeah.
Is it all brunettes? It's all brunettes. It's all dark hair.
I think Haynes doesn't. I wouldn't qualify his hair as dark.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. I was going off the lighting. No, like let's think about it for a quick second. Look at Chloe when it comes to political. Look at Chloe in relation to utility roles. And look at Chloe when it comes to starring vehicles. I feel like when we see Chloe, it's in something that would allow her to shine a little bit more, have a little bit more fun, be more zany. I almost wonder, but this is not a question of capability. It's a question of if the show will like blend. I don't know if we see Chloe take on the utility roles that Heidi and Ego do. Chloe doesn't feel like a replacement for those 2 actors in the same way. So I almost wonder, is it a matter of, this is not the case because I think she did better than Melissa Villaseñor did, but is it almost a case of Melissa Villaseñor, where there's maybe not as much of a place for what Chloe has. I don't know. This is the first time I thought about this, just looking at the appearances, but I just think it's interesting.
I think she's the biggest wild card coming into season 50.
Yeah.
I would say out of all of the cast members. All right, Haynes, it is your turn to add to your team. You drafted Ashley in the first round. Who will you pick to join Ashley on your team?
I felt really confident in the Ashley pick. I knew that she was the one I wanted in that moment. I'm really struggling here. I'm seeing a lot of potential for a lot of folks. You know, I'm looking at the numbers and thinking, you know, what kind of jump could we see from Jane? Her numbers were pretty similar last year to, you know, the combination of Jost and Shay, if we're going to take those together. Although I don't think that we'll see like Jost, and I really don't think we'll see him in much outside of Weekend Update. So I'll just tell you right now, that's not the pick I'm going to make. You know, sometimes, you know, to win big, you got to take a big risk. And we got some new folks coming in, and you know, I look at someone like Veronica Slowakowska that just seems to have so much potential. She has so much potential. And then I see a guy like Ben Marshall that's not really he's not a newcomer. You know, he's been around a while. And I think I'm guessing that like he kind of polls pretty well. I think that audiences like him. I think that SNL knows that actually. Audiences like him. Yeah. I think he really. I mean, listen, he's in commercials and stuff too. So I think he really is positioned for a blow up season.
A blow or something.
A what?
Nothing.
Okay, Haynes, please continue down this ride that you're taking us on. Go ahead.
Right.
It's a roller coaster, baby. So, and you know, I'm genuine when I talk my way through the way I think through these picks. Like, this is not contrived. I'm really dancing here.
Did you know where the sentence would end when you began it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Haynes, you still have 5 more people to take us through. Go ahead.
I think you took
like
everyone else's
elimination
pick.
episode.
That's something I would do.
But I was watching some of Tommy Brennan's stand up lately, and I'll tell you, no, I'm not going to take you through every name. I'm not going to take you through every name. I am gonna listen. I'm gonna roll the dice on my redheaded brother Ben Marshall. Give me a Ben.
Okay. All right. So you took Jost and Shay, Veronica, and Ben Marshall. Did I get that right? All right. So let's talk about Ben Marshall, who is a pseudo rookie. I mean, his first year as a cast member, but coming right out of the writer's room, following in the steps of other people currently on the cast that have done the same thing. Bowen Yang, Andrew Dismukes, like Mikey Day. It has happened many times before. Mikey probably the most successful in his first year coming out of the writer's room and jumping right there. And I love this pick, Haynes. I was hoping Ben Marshall would land to me because the thing is like, I would probably feel worse about Ben if he didn't have Martin Herlihy still in the writer's room. But the fact that he has him still there, it's like an auto partnership, this alliance between cast member and writer, where he has like a muse to write for Martin. And I'm so like interested in to see how that progresses. But I think with the guy who gets the show is already there, like this is the best situation for a rookie that we've seen in a long time. So Sammy, I would love to know from you. We haven't heard from you in a bit. How do you feel about Ben Marshall going here right ahead of you?
Well, what I feel really good about right now, not to just go right into my pick, was whatever Haynes was doing here, he was making the decision kind of for me for this next pick. So thank you, Haynes, for doing that. But just to focus on Ben Marshall here, yeah, I mean, this is a really interesting situation because I can't really think of a good comp for somebody. You know, there's been so many writers who have become cast members in the past, but I feel like, you know, have we really had a writer who's been, someone who's been in the writer's room for 4 seasons and then moved to the cast? I feel like it's very much like you're a writer for a season or 2 and then move to the cast. So the fact that he's been in that room for so long, it feels unique
Let me just get ahead of this before the cast
Yeah.
so the chat starts running this.
Yeah.
Yes, the answers would be people like Jim Downey, like I guess he was joining season 2, but like the season 5 writer cast people,
Sure.
like those people, like Tom Davis and Al Franken.
So it's
like
been
those type-
45 years.
Yes,
since-
exactly.
since-
there is
it's
there's
still a
historical
unique
precedent.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying this is a first. I'm just saying this is a very unique situation. So in that regard, I think this is a pick where this is going to set precedent potentially in the future to see what can somebody who's in the writer's room for a couple of years kind of do when he makes that transition to cast. Obviously, a very unique situation where you can't necessarily call him a rookie per se. So I'm very curious to see how this turns out for you, Haynes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. All right, let's talk about what's left here on the board before Sammy makes his pick. We got 6 picks left to go. We have Jane Wickline, we have the pair of Jost and Shay, and we have 4 other rookies in Tommy, Jeremy, Cam, and Veronica. So, Sammy, where will you go next?
So just to be clear, is Longfellow still on the board?
Why would you say that?
I hear he's
because if I say it enough
for the-
times, maybe it will be true. Maybe it will be true.
I was going to ask if Punky was still counted because she appeared last season.
Punky gets the new cast member.
Yeah.
Punky gets the new cast member.
Yeah, maybe she'll draft with us next year. Sammy, I heard that Michael Longfellow screen tested for the draft, but he was not available.
Oh, okay. Too soon.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna cut to the chase here. Like I alluded to, Haynes very much so was having my internal debate the last few rounds for me just now for the podcast. So I'm not gonna reiterate it too much, but
He did run through every cast member.
I
left
could
there, so he
do
went
that.
through all of our mindsets.
I could filibuster. I can do a TJ filibuster and start spitting here. But no, I'm picking Veronica here. Veronica Slowakowska. I'm just saying that name a lot. All right, nailed it. No, I'm incredibly excited to see her join the cast. Obviously, as we've alluded to a lot, there's a somewhat problematic void of female cast members in the show, and I think because of that, there's opportunity for somebody in their first year to really make a splash this year. And everything I've seen from her on TikTok, on some of her TV appearances, makes me pretty confident to have her on my team. I'm excited to root for her in her rookie year, so that is my pick.
This is an amazing pick. I love Veronica. I'm so happy to have her on here. Sammy, do you want to officially give her a nickname the way that you did with Mikey Longs?
Can you come back to me at the end of the podcast? I'll have one.
Yeah, like
Or will it curse her?
Veronica is cool. Like that's her
It's
next.
Veronica with a K too. It's like
Yeah.
ooh, K.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on
Okay,
that.
workshop it.
I wanna rush
Yeah,
it.
all right. Veronica goes here to Sammy. This is obviously someone that a lot of us are rooting for, and she was already in one of the promos for the week already. So like a lot of hype coming in for Veronica Slowakowska into season 51. Rebecca, I would love to know your thoughts on Veronica going to Sammy here.
Yeah, like if I didn't have the second pick and I was in the first 8 here, I honestly would have considered her towards like the 6, 7, 8 role here, because we do know that she has a huge fan base. She's good. She's unique in the same regard that like Kate McKinnon's humor kind of hits. And I think we will be utilizing that this season. And I expect her to have one of the best rookie seasons we've seen in the past like 10 years. So I think this is an awesome pick and kind of a steal for this round. I honestly thought she would have gone. I was shocked that Haynes didn't take her. So
I'm kind of already being like, God, I think maybe.
I honestly think that was like a really tough call for you.
Haynes, do you want to offer to trade Ben Marshall to Sammy for Veronica?
Oh, Sammy, don't do that.
That
Denied.
seems rude
That
to Ben.
seems unfair.
No, you can trade.
I
did hear that-
honestly, since-
alone.
I did hear that
But can I
Veronica
just
might
say,
be leaving mid-season, so you never know.
Yeah. Haynes, go ahead.
I just ever since we found out that she was going to be on the show, I every bit of content that I've seen from her, I just think she is going to be a star, a freaking star. Like she's really the type of person that like 10 years from now we could be going, wow, she was like had a Kristen Wiig type run. I really think that's possible. So we'll see.
Okay, Bill Kenney, you are up next with your second pick. You took the veteran Kenan Thompson in the first round. Do you pair him with a rookie potentially? Let's hear who you're going to pick.
I immediately regret my decision not to put myself in the 6th slot because I feel like what's left here is, throw a dart at the wall and see what happens. But I'm going to go with the only person that has any experience that's still on the board. And even though they had a very up and down season and took a lot of heat at the beginning, I'm going to go with Jane here. Maybe we'll have one of the greatest sophomore seasons ever. She's got a lot of potential. She had some really good moments, especially later on in the season. The Walton Goggins episode, she had that great pre-tape. So I'm going to go with Jane here.
Yeah, I'm happy you did, so I didn't have to, because I mean,
she will never come on the podcast.
No,
I'll be hosting that.
He does not speak for all
After
of us.
the things that were said about her on this podcast last year, like there's no way in hell.
We were fine. I
will say Reddit is so much worse than anything you guys have said.
Yeah.
I like Jane. I just want to see her do things other than what she brought to the show from TikTok. Like I think it's a reasonable take. I would say that to her face. So it's not like it's not anything like that. But I just was scared to pick her because I just honestly think that this could go really well or really bad. And I just didn't want to be in that position every week of having to watch it with my hands over my eyes, being like, oh, is that Jane? So for me, I will root for her naturally because I think that there was some feeling that maybe she wouldn't be asked back at the show, but if she was being given a second season, it's clearly because they see something in her that they want to continue to push on the show. And my hope is that we get a whole other level of Jane Wickline this season. Thomas, do you think that there's a possibility we can get that?
Man, her humor and what she does is so niche. I root so hard for Jane. She's really likable. I recently heard them on Mike Birbiglia's podcast and kind of came off really well talking to Mike Birbiglia. I root so hard for Jane. But their songs on Weekend Update I love, but I think it's something to where you have to watch and listen to them multiple times to really get the impact. I think that's why they didn't really land. The songs didn't with a lot of people, is because it's you're trying to follow what's going on, and then there's just kind of a lot going on. Jane's really clever, but I'm worried that Jane's just going to get lost in the machine, basically. So I think this is still kind of a risky pick. I know all that's left is new cast members, but I can really see this bomb, even though I really don't. I hope it doesn't happen because Jane, it might be the cast member on the show that I'm rooting hardest for next year.
I like that. All right. Well, we will see what happens. Yeah, go ahead, TJ.
There's something kind of odd that I've noticed this season on our coverage. It feels like, because I'm thinking back to our other one season wonders like Trost, Aristotle. It almost feels like similar to Aristotle a little bit. That we're almost for the entire year. It feels like we've been kind of making up the narrative or making an excuse for Jane. Now, granted, obviously, we have an entire season for her to kind of show, new things and show what she can do. So, she has the ability to change everyone's mind and to surprise us and delight us. But it almost feels like with Aristotle, at least there were some bits that we at least saw that there was a unanimous, Macintosh or for the most part, Angela, people really like those bits. Whereas Jane has been devices, and it feels like all the commentary on Jane is said with a question mark. And it feels really weird to me, having done 5 seasons of coverage on this show, that I don't know if we've talked about a cast member with a question mark that much that didn't at least have a little bit more of a striking record where they were at least we at least know with Punky it's this. We at least know Melissa has a couple of these things. I don't know. It feels the way we talk about her. That's not a critique. It's more of I think we should be concerned because think about how we've how we talk about her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all didn't necessarily think she was coming back this year. So I think that it, probably describes the concern. I mean, analytically, we certainly saw that her numbers weren't so great. And then with the naked eye, watching episode to episode, there were sketches that she would appear in for the first minute and then walk out. And I just don't know.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, what'd you say, Rebecca?
Wait, what'd you
She had to
yeah,
go.
what's-
Yeah, she should go. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said something else.
I don't know what else we were doing on a Saturday, but I gotta go to the club.
Yes,
she's
but
not enough.
maybe we will see how she does when she decides to stay for this season, and we will see a better season 2 from her. Honestly, like there's nothing. We're not rooting against Jane. We just want. We think that every spot on the show is valuable, and I just want her to see her make the most of it. Okay, coming over to me for the back half of the second round of the draft, and let's take a look at the board. So we got Joseph Shea, and we got 3 more rookies left. I think that I'm going to go with somebody who I think that there would be a lot of conversation if they weren't on the show on a week-to-week basis. And I like chaos. So I'm going to pick Cam here right now. I think that Cam is somebody who, they chose for the show. They can't not put him on because there's going to be a lot of people who don't regularly watch Saturday Night Live. And then like they're going to turn on the show and they're going to expect to see Cam. So I feel like oftentimes like some decisions are made that way of like, oh, we got to get Cam in a bunch of stuff that night. And like, look, he has a fun personality. He also has connections to Ben and Marcelo. I keep talking about how they were in a movie together. So I feel like he's going to be written into sketches. I feel like out of the people that are left, this is the one that I feel like has the highest chance of just like being a really solid pick towards the end of the draft. So Cam Patterson, welcome to the squad. Haynes, would love to know what you think of this pick.
I think it's the right pick for this spot. I do think we'll see a pretty good amount of him this year. I think they're excited to test him out, and like you said, I do think he has like a big kind of like fun personality. So not exactly sure how they'll choose to use him. I haven't seen any of his acting. I've only seen his stand-up, so I'm not exactly sure like what roles will work best for him. But I do think that he's the right pick for this spot.
Yeah. TJ, did you want to jump in on it?
I did, because while I was walking out of my office today, for some reason, I was like, man, I wonder if at some point just throughout the season, somebody's going to pitch Keenan and Cam. Like, something about it just sounds good.
I
mean,
said
like,
that too.
Yeah. I was like, I don't need to see it because Keke Palmer did a great Keenan and Kel homage, but just something about like, I don't know, something about a Keenan and Cam seems really fun. No, but the Cam Patterson of it all, this is going to sound odd. I love your take, John, about like, what will the non-SNL audience say about, his appearance? Similar to, let's take the Pete and Ariana fans, the people who are turning into SNL to watch Pete, and they're like, why? Like, waiter, there's no Pete in my soup. I worry because my thought process is this. If there's an overlap with the Kill Tony audience in like, I don't know, like Redditors or whatever, do we see kind of like an unnecessary, like, why isn't he in the show, of like people who just like don't get it? Or I could have sworn I saw that Cam, like, I'm not into streaming, but I know that I saw a post that said Cam was on a stream or something. And I'm wondering, is this going to be the first kid that tries to like do live streams in the SNL backstage, which feels like a huge no-no, like just feels like a huge no-no. However, it is also like a thing that's really relevant to like a certain age demographic.
Yeah.
Like I don't like the idea because I could see people like Mikey, like, and others just like not being into it at all. But is like, in terms of the chaos, even though he's talented, do we see him not like somebody like a Sarah Shermer versus somebody like a Cam? I think there is less room for Cam to fail, and versus like a Sarah's just like a weird performer, whereas Cam, like, who knows what he could bring chaos, like in terms of like once the cameras are off. So I'm really interested to see like what his energy is going to be. Also, he might be a respectful young man when the stage lights turn off. You guys, like when the cameras, maybe he's a respectable young man. We don't know. We don't know.
We have some game footage on him. Yeah, I think we know.
Yeah,
but I will say, I think that he does come in with like a lot of similarities to Marcelo, where he has like a pretty big following outside of the show coming in. And it was only 3 years ago we saw Marcelo come in with a pretty big rookie class and be the winner of that rookie class. I would not be surprised if Cam had the same trajectory here. So for me, this like is a no-brainer of the people that are left. Amanda, I'm going to send it over to you next. You picked Andrew Dismukes in the first round. Would love to know who you're going to pair with Dismukes.
So I have 3 white men and Michael Che. I just want to point out those are my options. 3 white men and Michael Che, and I'm not picking Jostin Che.
Let me just also point out, Amanda, that you did pick a white man in the first round.
I know. So now, what am I gonna do? So I'm gonna go off of pure sex appeal in this case. Okay. I'm going off sex appeal. No, I'm not. I'm actually going off of
that's what I did.
Genuinely. I know this. I know, babes. Down for the swirl. But my main point is that
I think I heard Heather just laugh at you, Amanda. I think I just, because of the delay, I think I just heard her laugh at you.
Hey, babes, appreciate you. Love you. Okay. The big thing, my main point is I'm picking Jeremy because I think it's time for Dropout to be represented properly on this platform. And I didn't care about Dropout until literally earlier this summer. And I discovered artists on artists on artists. And so when he showed up in the cast, I said, okay, great. I love it. I think he's very strange. I think he's a little edgy. And I'm okay with that. Like, if I'm going to, okay, I'm so sorry. If I'm going to Eiffel Tower, these are the 2 men I want on my side. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm sorry.
Wait.
What is Eiffel Towering in
Yeah,
this?
Amanda, why don't you explain that?
Wait, is it what I think it is?
Don't tell him.
Wait, are we still in prime time?
We're taking a nice trip to Paris.
I think the FCC chair just called.
Okay.
NBC, don't sue me. I swear to God, this is not. Don't copyright strike this. But am I not the resident thirst master on this podcast?
Okay,
I love these men.
You can say Eiffel Tower. There's nothing wrong with saying Eiffel Tower.
Can someone tell the FCC that this is
I
Andrew
want
Dick's
to go
podcast?
to Paris with these men. That's what I'm saying. I just want to go to Paris with them. What are you guys saying? You guys are sick.
All right. Well, before we took it there, I had a question, which is that I thought you thought I thought you had James was. I thought you thought James was very sexy. So you're saying that your preference for this cast is your team of Andrew Dismukes and Jeremy Colhane.
Sex appeal.
Okay. Sex appeal.
Purely off of truly. I can't even say this.
Yeah.
I'm
Bill, as the most experienced lovemaker on the panel here, what is your opinion?
I thought you were saying with the person with most sex appeal.
What the fuck?
Bill is the most sex appeal on this panel, Rebecca. Yeah,
that is true. That is true.
Bill is the sexiest one. My kid.
Bill is a loving father.
Thank you, man.
John did ask us for our body counts beforehand. I thought that was weird.
That was really like odd, you know.
Yeah, that
John,
explains the pre-show.
That might be the most, the biggest compliment you've ever given me. I don't even know how to take that. Wow, this is a great pick. Jeremy is somebody I was probably the most familiar with. Well, no, I knew Veronica's work as well, but going into finding out who was coming into the cast. So this makes a lot of sense. He could be Amy Poehler-esque as far as having that experience outside of the show, coming in fully formed and knowing how to do sketch comedy. So great pick here, Amanda.
Yes.
I also want to say I appreciate that, like, he's not crazy young. He's 32. Like, that's, you have a
You're not a cougar.
Performer. I'm not, but I'm also But also,
I forgot Rebecca's young. I totally forgot.
Yeah, Rebecca's a child.
Yeah,
like,
what are you talking about?
But it's like very important that that we have, while we talk about, the Gen Zedification of Saturday Night Live, it's actually really important that we still have representations that aren't just really old people and super, super young people. We need that sweet spot right in the younger millennial representation. And there we get it with Tommy and Jeremy. So that's
we need another.
Nothing says representation like a whole team of
like two white men. And I say this is a black woman. Do not quote me.
We need another Leslie Jones, and I don't mean race. I mean age. Leslie, I think it was 47 when she was doing the show. We need somebody in their 40s. Like I just need somebody who speaks to the bullshit, who speaks to no bullshit. I would love to see that. Actually, I guess Mikey would be close to that. Mikey and Keenan, they're in their 40s, but a woman in their 40s would be really cool.
I married somebody who's 8 months older than me, so love.
Ooh, that's crazy, John.
Wow.
All right, Jeremy Cole. Let me just say,
rocking the cradle.
I know. Let me just say.
Did you say rocking the cradle?
I meant
All right,
robbing.
all
I
right.
said rocking.
Okay. All right. Let's let me just say about Jeremy before this completely goes off the rails that I'm very impressed with him and his tape from Dropout. I certainly think that this could be like a killer pick for you, Amanda, because I just think that Jeremy has a lot of potential to make it on the show. The question is that a year 1 thing or is it a year 2 or 3 thing? So I'll be very interested to see. Rebecca, you have the final pick of the draft. The other pick will go to TJ, so we'll talk about that. So you have a choice between the incredible rookie Tommy Brennan or the incomparable team of Jost and Che. So who are you going to pick?
I'm torn here. Like Amanda after her
What the?
Okay, I'm really just trying to I'm trying to kill time because I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm just gonna
We're trying to make this the shortest draft yet. And
Rebecca, think about the affiliates. Think about the
Rebecca,
affiliates.
think
the
about
affiliates,
it.
we have
Okay.
sponsors now, Rebecca.
Yeah, Punky Johnson just agreed to sign on with it.
Do not need to go to Paris.
To get through the
You
atmosphere.
need to go
The
to
comments-
the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
The
Go
comments of
ahead,
this
girl.
north do not reflect the Saturday Night Network.
Yes.
Oh, well, anyway. I actually am though, because I'm looking here. As we know, Jane did not have the best rookie season, and she had 48 appearances. And then we look at Jost and Che, and combined last season, they had 46 appearances. So even a rookie that we don't necessarily know too much, I'm thinking Jost and Che, and I actually took this to the chat, and they're not helping because everyone's torn as well between the two. I think I got in my own head by making up this random rumor that people are going to leave mid-season. But I guess if anyone of the 2 picks I have left are going to leave mid-season, it's probably going to be Jost and Che. So I'm going to choose Tommy as my pick here.
All right. So Tommy Brennan, the penultimate pick of this draft, goes here. Our new stand-up hire. Would love to know, Sammy, what you think. This is maybe like the Mikey Long's replacement here. Tommy Brennan coming in. How do you feel?
Yeah, Rebecca took my bit. I was going to say Jost and Che might be leaving mid-season, but no, Tommy, stand-ups on the show the last couple of years have been a little hit or miss. So there's always sort of that risk there, but I think you always got to take the person whose, potential and sketches can, we just don't know what's going to happen. You got to take them in this position, as I've been the last couple of years with the second pick. I'm not going towards the Jost and Che. You want to also be able to root for somebody, and I think that's a fun part of this draft too, is finding a featured player you want to root for. So yeah, if I was in this, if I was in the second position here, I'd absolutely take Tommy over Jost and Che.
Rebecca, so overall, you're happy with your position of taking Sarah and Tommy?
Yeah, I feel good, except for now in the chat, they're making me second guess this. I shouldn't have asked. This is, yes, I feel good about my decision. I feel like we have 3 tall, pasty rookies, and I hope mine wins. So
I think
I'm
they're
rooting for
all-
Tommy.
They're all
Like a-
pasty
It's like
Yeah.
about Hot Wheels.
or tall.
Okay.
I
So
think tall pasty
I feel good,
rookies
though.
could be a good
Honestly,
sketch.
It's a good
band.
It'd be a good
for episode
band.
1.
Yeah.
I saw tall
I like
pasty
it.
rookies last weekend.
Yes.
Honestly,
like-
though, I feel like Sarah, I was so I thought she was going to go number 1, at least in my book. So I feel so confident. And this is not to say I don't have confidence in Tommy. I just am not as familiar with how he will be in a sketch because I've consumed a lot of his stand-up work and he's objectively funny. It's just how will he work in this new role? But I mean, we had Pete Davidson be the best tall pasty stand-up ever. So I mean, I don't know. I'm going in excited.
Yeah.
Pete is
all
the
right.
definition of tall pasty stand-ups. You're
Yeah.
right.
And we'll
So-
see how much BDE Tommy brings to the show. So that'll be interesting.
We'll
All
find
right.
out when she's in Paris.
Yeah. TJ, you were left with the pair of Jost and Che, which was a possibility for picking first overall, but you had the ability to choose any cast member to pair with them, and you did choose Marcelo. So how do you feel about landing Jost and Che here? I think you still have a shot to win this whole thing.
I don't think I have a shot to win it if I'm being fully honest. I don't see Marcelo putting up a Keenan season 39 number with over 100. However, I don't see myself coming in. Exactly. I don't see myself coming in last. I have a guaranteed amount of points that I'm going to get. I don't see Marcelo sinking at least below 60, which I guess if we're, you know, I'm curious what Mike would say is the overall average number of the like just cast appearances in general. Like, what is the average? Is it? I'm assuming it's somewhere between 60 to 78. Maybe I'm aiming a little low there from looking at this. But I mean, it's Joseph J. I'm gonna get it, and like they're gonna be in every episode. Like I have it locked. Like if they leave the season, like who cares? Actually, if they leave, do I get their weekend update replacements as a replacement pick?
No.
Like whoever like fills in for weekend update. Why not? Like it just makes sense.
I guess like if there
it should be weekend update cast members, not like
Okay.
it
Well,
should be
my
weekend
question
update like cast members.
is if somebody gets pushed in from the current cast from this group to weekend update, what happens then if they leave? Because
They're just lucky.
Yeah, I
they
don't
get all that.
Yeah, let's
I like
say
they get those appearances. Yeah.
Yes, Haynes.
First of all, I think TJ, you do have a legitimate chance to win this. Second,
Same.
I think I would say the very last pick of the entire draft is a little late to start making new rules.
Say that too. Yes, I think we have to decide these rules in advance. So, anyways, the rules are set. Let's settle everything in here. So to wrap up our draft here tonight, TJ, you have the team of Marcelo, Jost, and Shea. Let's give the pitch to the listeners about why you feel like you landed the best team.
I mean, I think I have one of the most solid and consistent teams. I have two cast members. Sorry, I have three. I got three. Three's better than two last time I checked. But Jost and Shea are going to be consistently putting up numbers no matter what. And if we see Marcelo create some kind of like meteoric rise, which he has a chance to become the next star of Saturday Night Live, as he's kind of being poised to do, I think that's why that puts me at least in a good leading position. Maybe not first, but I think I will have one of the most solid chances with the Mr. Marcelo Hernandez, because I don't see him being shut out. Also, first host of the year is Bad Bunny. Like you think I'm not going to get great numbers from just that show alone? Like
I'm telling you, it's a good choice, TJ, that you made. Rebecca, let's go to your team. You have Sarah and Tommy. Let's give the overall thoughts and why you think your team might win this whole thing.
I think I'm going to win this whole thing because I'm delusional, but I do think that we don't know. We have so many new rookies this season, and yes, we can go into it leading with some biases as to who we think will do well, but until they're actually in the episode, we're not going to be able to tell. And I do think Tommy's a great stand-up. I'm very excited, and he's already got a big following, so I feel good about him, and I don't think I need to validate why Sarah Sherman could be the reason I win this whole thing. So
all right, Amanda, heading over to you for the team of Dismukes and Jeremy. Let's give your overall thoughts to the listeners.
I'm going to win because I have two crowd fillers, and they will be in as many. If there's a sketch with a crowd, then they'll be in it because they're white men, because that's the way this show works. So I'm going to win because I'm going to win. But also I'm going to win because I'm going to write letters to the SNL writing staff and let them know I will take them to Paris if they put them in every sketch this season, so I win. So just if anyone's listening, letting you guys know, I will take you to Paris. I won't take you to Paris, but still, it's the threat is still there. I'll take you to Paris.
She will. She's not kidding.
Yeah. See, I'm a champion for diversity, and that's why my team
If
is
you
James
don't
Austin
shut
Johnson and Kev.
If you don't, I swear to God.
So
you can't have two black people on your podcast and feel like you can just drop that line.
Back on the same page is this.
I mean,
Oh, what
look,
do you think? Because you have three Jews and two black people and a ginger that like, oh yeah, champion by diversity.
well, I mean, the record says itself.
John is.
John diversity.
On Yom Kippur.
Yeah, I got my Jew count right, by the way. I got it.
Yeah, I think you did. But yeah, I took James and Cam, guys. I mean, James is, as we said, Lauren said he's the first person to come back, so he's clearly gonna run this season. And then Cam is Chaos Cam. I'm very excited to see what we're gonna see from him. I'm very pumped. So now, I can't wait to root for him all season long. So it's gonna be very exciting. I think I can take this whole thing. Bill Kenney, you picked the draft order, you put yourself in this position, and you got Kenan Thompson and Jane Wickline. Are you happy with that?
I am. Listen, I should have put myself in a different position, but I can still go to Paris. Who knows? Listen, Kenan, you look at those numbers from the last decade outside of season 50. He's the greatest of all time. So there's no reason to think he won't bounce back and kill it And I can't wait for Jane to prove all of the haters on this panel wrong this year who say she's not going to do shit and she's going to dominate. Boom.
I like it. I like the passion there. Sammy, you got Mikey, and what is the name of the other person that you picked? Let's get that nickname.
Well, let's, if I was quiet for the last
Veruca Salt.
Podcast, no, it's not. That's taken. If I was quiet for the last half of the podcast, it's because I am here to announce that my team, to start off, has Mikey Day, who is, I think, just a solid person to build your team around. He's got Streeter Seidel as head writer in the writer's room. He's going to be in a ton of sketches. He's a utility player. And an up-and-coming person that henceforth will be known by the name The Slowski. We got The Slowski here on my team, who I'm very excited about because I think she's somebody who has already proven on TikTok and other places that she's got a lot of talent, and she's going to make big strides in her first season. The Slowski. We got Mikey Day and The Slowski on my team.
I do have to say that Sammy's team is also a slow day. Just
I know it's right there. Like it's right there.
Slow day. There we go.
All right,
I was sure you were going to pick Shy Ronnie, Sammy.
Yeah, let's. Talk
about a cast.
All right, we'll come back.
Shy Ronnie season 51 Saturday Night Live.
Let's see if V Slowski comes together, and people will enjoy that one. All right, Haynes, heading over to you for your team of Ashley and Ben Marshall. How do you feel about it overall?
I think I have a really solid pair. So I think it'll all depend on how, we get Ben used in this season. I do think that with Ashley, I think we've got someone who, she had a, as far as numbers, with her 50 appearances in her inaugural season, I think that's really solid. But I also think that those appearances, a lot of them were just really impactful. I think we really saw her thrive in a lot of those roles. And so I think her numbers are going to skyrocket. I think she's someone who's going to be around for a long time. I think Ben, obviously he's got the writing chops. He's been there for a long time. He's got his writing partners. And I really do think there's a little bit of, I could see Ben as being someone that gets a little bit of a fanboy group in the way that Marcelo has. He's nowhere near where, like, Marcelo is like the guy with the big fanboy group right now. I could see Ben maybe growing kind of in that direction over the next few years. We'll see. So I think I've got a really solid team set up. And it feels good. It feels good to empower another Ginger.
I'm glad to hear it. All right, Thomas, you had the turn of this draft and you chose Bowen and Chloe. How are you feeling overall?
I think I'm feeling good. I think I have a really high floor. So at the very least, I'll be back for next year's draft. I believe I'd be surprised if I've finished in last this year. I think I have a good shot at winning, though, because of Rebecca North. Rebecca did what she does. You guys let her do what she does, and I bet I reap the rewards from it. So Bowen falling to 8. And then Chloe, we talked about her. She could take another big step, or she could go, last year was just an aberration, and then she could move up to season 49 standards. We don't know. But thank you, Rebecca, for putting me in a good position to have a chance to win it all.
When you win next year, give me a good draft spot, okay?
I got you, girl.
Thank you.
Okay, so this was a great time. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for this draft and for all the panelists for picking here tonight. Let me tell you what you may have missed in case you're just jumping into our season 51 coverage. So every single day for the last 2.5 weeks, I've been putting out preview podcasts for all of these cast members. So in case you want to dive in even further, we got a lot of these podcasters here telling us what they think of each one of them. They're about 20 minutes and great to catch up before the season premiere. We also had our season 51 preseason roundtable on Monday, where I was with Mike Murray and Jillian Cedarholm from Entertainment Weekly talking about the biggest storylines to look forward to heading into this premiere. And then, of course, we will be here for the Hot Take Show on Saturday night, right after the premiere with Bad Bunny and Doja Cat. I will be live with Bill Kenney. We got TJ on there. We got Amanda Barkin with us as well. So it's going to be a great panel after the premiere to talk through everything we see live. It's a great time. So come hang out with us after the show. And then Monday night, very excited about the roundtable. We got Rich Tackenberg returning to the podcast. We got Kirsten Rayala. And I'm also very excited to announce here on the podcast that we have officially gotten Punky Johnson over to the SNN. So excited to have a former cast member join our podcasting team this season. Punky will be coming on the show every now and then to talk through this season of Saturday Night Live. And our first appearance will be a Monday on the roundtable, 8 p.m. Eastern. So I hope you can join us live for that. And of course, then I'll be back with Mike Murray on a Wednesday for our first By the Number show of the season to talk through all of the analytics of Saturday Night Live. So to never miss anything we have going on here at the SNN, subscribe to the podcast, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and follow us on all social platforms at the SNL Network to never miss any of the amazing things our team puts out about new episodes of Saturday Night Live. Seriously, guys, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. TJ, I'll start with you first. Anything you would like to plug to the listeners?
Yes. So normally, yes, I have two podcasts that are in the past, Rabbit Trail and Team Trashcast, but I actually like to promote something SNL related that I think might be a little bit fun for the listeners, a little homework. Two things. One, if you really like Punky and you're excited for her appearance coming up on the show, check out Love Life on Netflix. Love Life season 2 specifically. Punky has a great role in that, playing the sister of the protagonist, and it's just a wonderful show about the journey of love throughout life. Really fantastic show. If you like Anna Kendrick, she's in the first season. And if you just need a little bit more SNL stuff before the season gets started, check out The Roses, a movie that came out last month. I don't know if a lot of people got a chance to see it, but really fun. Andy Samberg and Kate McKinnon have a really fun relationship in there where they play a married couple, which Kate's just as gay as she is in real life as she is in the movie. It's fantastic, but a really fun movie for listeners. So if you need just a little bit of like fun stuff to get a kick out of, I do recommend those two things. And also, I just want to say Amanda Mitchell is right. I do not know her well enough to make that kind of joke, and I am sorry.
I love you. I'm not mad at you. Don't worry about it. I got you. Forever.
That's very cute.
I forgive
All
you.
right, we have a long season full of TJ and Amanda interacting with each other on the podcast.
And mostly because I need somebody else to bully John with me. Come on. We have a mutual enemy.
Yeah. All right. Rebecca, thanks for joining us here tonight. Thank you for doing this. Anything you would like to say to the listeners?
Yeah, when they inevitably put my draft picks on social media, I need you all to get out there and show me love.
Okay. All right. We'll see what happens, Rebecca, if you're the people's champ. Amanda, thank you for joining us here. Always a pleasure. Anything you would like to say to our team?
Go follow me on Instagram. And if you know how to get free tickets to Paris, let me know. Because I've made a lot of promises in this episode that I do not know how to keep. And this is a verbal contract, not a real contract. Just saying. I didn't sign anything. Don't hold me accountable. Terms and conditions may apply. But either way, thank you for having me. This is like truly the craziest hour and a half of my life.
It always is. I'm just going to ask her, let's just don't DM Amanda and ask her to go to Paris with you. I think. Yeah. Bill, so great to be back on with you. I had such a blast this summer going through the entire catalog of the top 50 greatest SNL episodes of all time. So appreciate you joining us here again.
Yeah, this is thrilling. This is always the most chaos we get all year with this draft, and love being here. Can't wait for Saturday, and go follow me on Instagram, and I am back on the Bird, so follow me there as well.
Guys, if you're going to say follow somebody on Instagram, you need to tell the audio listeners what the tag is, just so you know. Like, I know a video.
They know who I am. They know my name.
Podcasting 101.
They know my name. DK Love 73.
There you go. All right, Sammy Kay, great to get to talk to you here tonight. We have a special podcast out right now for the patrons. Season 31, episode 1, Steve Carell and Kanye West. That recap from 2005 is out now for the patrons, and it's been a great time. We're going to be doing that all season long together. So, Sammy, very hyped for that with you. Thanks for joining us here.
John, thank you. If you guys want the Slowski merch, hit me up at that Sammy Kay on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I take PayPal, Venmo, Shopify. And yeah, as John said, definitely subscribe to the Patreon to catch all of our thoughts on season 31, 20 years later. It's been a lot of fun so far, and it'll be fun all year. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'll take TJ's advice, patreon.com/the SNL Network to find that one. Haynes, you took us on quite the journey tonight. Thank you for joining us here. Anything you would like to say to the listeners?
I promise always to. Just really excited about this new season. I think there's some wild places it could go. It's I think we've got a lot happening in the world right now, and so we're gonna see what happens. Just excited to be around for it.
Yes, sir. And Thomas Sena, always a pleasure to have you on these drafts and joining us here tonight. What's going on in podcast land for you?
Yes, that was wonderful. Always great to see all you fine folks, all of you. I do have a podcast, Pop Culture 5, myself and my co-host, Jeremy Dove. Amanda, I have no idea why you haven't listened to my podcast yet, but get to it.
Like 4
please.
podcasts,
You can fit mine in. So Pop Culture 5.
That's what she said.
Oh God, I was waiting for that, TJ. So this week we had talked about 5 essential WTF with Mark Maron episodes. His podcast is ending, so we broke that down. Next week, 5 essential horror movies in celebration, obviously, of spooky season. And after that, we're breaking down The Social Network, close to its 15th anniversary. We're doing a whole episode on the movie, so check it out. Pop Culture 5, wherever you get your podcast. That's the one, Amanda.
Definitely.
John, can I tease something for the listeners for upcoming the Saturday recording?
Sure, no problem.
You're gonna tease.
I'm scared.
I am. I'm gonna tease. Come on. I've already crossed the line one time today. No, listeners, if you listen all the way through our hot take show, I want to make a lovely recommendation to help you get ready for the Amy Poehler hosted show. I'm going to make a recommendation for something that I'm almost sure most of you have not seen, but I think is one of Amy Poehler's most fun parts that she's ever done. So if you listen to the coverage on Saturday all the way to the end, when we get to the thank yous and plugs, I'm going to plug that movie that I think you should watch to have a little bit of Amy Poehler fun before you jump into her show.
Teasing
Save
a
that for the
teaser.
Patreon. Save that for the
Tease-
Patreon.
Say it, man.
I thought you were actually going to give us information.
No.
Hey, slow down, everybody. I'm going to have none of this.
All right. This podcast was ending very nicely, and then we all got riled up. So let's save
It's
this
people
chaos.
promoting the show. Like,
Let's bottle up this chaos, guys, and we're gonna release it throughout the entire rest of the season. So you'll have to tune back into the SNL.
I'm gonna have to atone more after this.
All right, it's the Day of Atonement. So let's keep going. I hope you come back for all of our coverage. It's been a really fun night with these guys. I really enjoy all the talk, all the chat about all the cast members and Eiffel Towers and everything that we've spoken about here. So I want to thank TJ, Rebecca, Amanda, Bill, Sammy, Haynes, and Thomas for joining us here on the podcast. Everyone in the chat for joining us here. I want to, of course, thank our presenting partner, Late Nighter, for being here for the show tonight. And on behalf of everyone here at the SNN, my name is Jon Schneider, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.